the National Football League.
Cam Newton bringing the energy to Charlotte. He'll be on the field very soon. Washington winning the toss, and they'll defer, so Carolina's going to start with the football. Before the kickoff, we welcome in the third member of our crew, Laura Oakman. Laura.
Hi, Gavin. Cam told me his biggest challenge today will be controlling his feelings, saying the only situation he could relate to was watching Tom Brady return to New England. He said, we all knew there were so many emotions, but Tom never let it alter his game. He said, I am praying for that same laser focus. I know I'll have some out-of-body experiences today, but I have to remind myself, it's not about me. It's not Cam versus the Washington football team. It's the Washington football team versus the Carolina Panthers. Kevin?
Well, he's certainly filled with emotion and energy right now, Laura, and he will be on the field very soon. Speaking of emotion, there were plenty swirling for Ron Rivera today. 9 years as the head coach of the Panthers. His first time back in this stadium, now as the head coach of the Washington football team. Matt Rule on the other side in his second season, the successor to Ron Rivera. And the Panthers, as of today, a playoff team in the expanded NFC standings. Joey Sly with a kickoff that'll go through the end zone for a touchback. And here comes Cam Newton onto the field for the first time since 2019 in Carolina. McCaffrey and Abdullah both start in the backfield for the Panthers.
Love this personnel grouping. Gives them a ton of speed in the backfield.
Low snap, McCaffrey around the edge, and Christian McCaffrey with 8 to the 33-yard line. For Cam Newton, back in a starting role with Carolina, his first start, that was week 2 of 2019. They lost to Tampa in that game, threw for 333 yards in a 20-14 loss as the starting quarterback for the Panthers. Of course, spent last year with New England, on the bench this season, watching from home until last week when he got the call.
If you remember, he was dealing with a ton of injuries, shoulder, foot, when he left here, so coming back, we saw him in practice. He looks awfully healthy and ready to roll.
On 2nd and 2. First pass of the day finds McCaffrey, and McCaffrey breaking a tackle, and McCaffrey to the 41-yard line. William Jackson had a shot at him, but he gets 8 for a first down.
And watch his center of gravity after he makes, and I love this easy completion for him just to get a quick 1-for-1. But McCaffrey is superhuman. I know we're talking about Super Cam, but this team is so different. When number 22's on the field, CMC, he's a special player.
Now the helmet should make him down back where it contacted. They give him progress to the 41. No challenge from the Washington sideline. Either way, it would have been a first down. On first down, it's Amir Abdullah running over that left side, and Abdullah pushing the pile to the 47-yard line. It's an offensive line that has gone through a lot of flux this year for Carolina. They get John Miller back at right guard. This is the 9th different combination of guys. Not necessarily 9 different starting lineups, but 9 different combinations of starters on that offensive line this year. But Christian McCaffrey is the big key. That getting him back makes all the difference.
He's the equalizer, and he just knows how to set up his blocks. He knows when to be patient. He knows when to attack the holes. But like you said, when you have that many players switching in and out, it's a lot of communication.
On 2nd and 4, McCaffrey to midfield sets up a 3rd and 1. James Smith-Williams on the tackle, and you'll hear that name in Casey Toohill a lot because no Montez Sweat, no Chase Young on that Washington defensive line.
Absolutely, and the big part for this defensive line is the interior. Jonathan Allen, 93, Deron Payne, 94. Those guys have to get pressure in the middle and affect Cam. They got to get in his lap. They got to affect those A-gaps right next to the center and create push in the middle of the pocket.
3rd down and a yard with McCaffrey, the single back. DJ Moore in motion. Cam Newton trying to sneak it, lunging across midfield. He's short of the first down. And there's that push in the middle that you were talking about, Mark, from that Washington defensive front.
Well, it's exactly who we were talking about. Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, the two young studs from Alabama, just creating a pile in there and not letting Cam. He almost lost that football. But Cam, I mean, it's big frame, big body, 6'5". They thought he'd get it on the quick little sneak. And this crowd's fired up for a 4th down.
Early roll of the dice from Matt Rule and the Carolina Panthers from midfield on 4th and 1. Robbie Anderson in motion, pitch to McCaffrey, got a block, 1st down and more down the sideline, caught from behind by Cole Holcomb, but a 1st down and a flag down on the tackle at the 37.
Like you got him with a horse collar. And just look at this little fly sweep. They're going to fake the sweep to Robbie Anderson.
Personal foul, horse collar tackle. Defense number 55. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic 1st down.
You're going to see Cole Holcomb right there grabbing the horse collar. But I love this play design by Joe Brady. Get everybody moving to the left and just give a quick pitch to McCaffrey a little bit behind him. That was a rocket, too. He threw him a missile right there. McCaffrey, watch his concentration hanging on to that ball. You want that ball on the front number, ideally, to keep his momentum going towards the line of scrimmage. But what do we say? He's the great equalizer. He makes you right.
Timing of pitches and jet sweeps is going to be something we really watched today with Cam Newton. That was a real emphasis in practice yesterday for the Panthers, and he'll take a timeout.
Little confusion there lining up with Chuba Hubbard.
Timeout taken by Carolina. We'll be right back after these messages from State Farm and Pepsi.
So if I was a primetime game show host, could I stick with the Rogers rate?
Yeah. State Farm has rates that fit any budget.
Thanks, man.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
This one's for every NFL fan who won their survivor pool by picking against their favorite team. You've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar.
Panthers are on the move, and this has been a problem for Ron Rivera's Washington football team, Mark Sanchez. They've allowed 5 touchdowns on opening drives this season.
They absolutely have, and nothing will get this stadium rocking more than a first drive touchdown, especially if number 1 goes waltzing in the end zone. But look for Chuba Hubbard on a little sweep here.
Coming in motion. The fake to Hubbard. Cam Newton will keep trying to get to the edge, and he'll just slide down for a loss on the play. He looked up and saw 3 members of that Washington football team defense. Discretion being the better part of valor, he got down.
No doubt, that was a business decision right there, and I don't blame him. When you have that many guys coming after you there, you got to just get down and cut your losses and move on. Smart play by Cam, not trying to fight for extra yards or potentially risk his body to injury, and just get down and move on.
2nd and 13. Opening possession of the ball game. Cam Newton's return as Panthers starting quarterback. Newton to throw, open as DJ Moore up the sideline, down near the 11-yard line, close to a Panthers 1st down. Jamin Davis on the stop.
And gosh, he throws such a beautiful ball. Nice tight spiral out in front of DJ Moore on just a quick little option route from the slot. Well done. I love this plan by Joe Brady right now. Just giving him easy completions, easy stuff to the flat, getting him on the move a little bit. And then the decision-making of Cam Newton and his accuracy right now are top-notch. Knowing when to cut bait and move on and when to keep extending plays, that's going to be huge for him.
1st down and goal. They got the 1st down to the 10-yard line. Newton on a design keep. He'll throw to the end zone instead, and it's DJ Moore for the touchdown. Started to run and threw for 6.
Oh, and they're loving it. They gave a little window dressing with Christian McCaffrey. He looks out to his left, tucks the ball like he's going to run it, and then hits him on a little glance route, just like a 5-step post, and nails him with a strike. Opening drive touchdown.
Zane Gonzalez with the extra point. 6th time Washington has allowed an opening drive score. The first one allowed to Cam Newton. 7-0 Panthers.
Today's game is sponsored by Burger King. The Italian original chicken sandwich is now on 2 for $6.
As Laura Oakman told us pre-kick, Cam's biggest concern was controlling his emotions. He and PJ Walker with a good moment on the sidelines. Big hug between last week's starter and this week's starter at the quarterback spot. And everybody knows that Superman 2 was a better movie than Superman 1.
I don't know if you could have scripted that opening drive any better, other than burning a timeout. It was almost perfect. This crowd is into it. I mean, Washington's got their work cut out for them. This is exactly what they didn't want to have happen to them coming into Cam's old home.
DeAndre Carter will watch that one bounce. Now this Washington team comes in with a little bit of momentum of their own thanks to Taylor Heineke, who led them on the drive last week, 19 plays, 80 yards, and this season averaging 243 yards per game, completion percentage near 66%. He was at 81% last week, Mark.
Taylor was on fire last week. You saw him hit some throws in the end zone to DeAndre Carter, and throws he'd missed earlier in the game, and earlier in the season, against Green Bay, and Coach talked about his confidence and how it's building with the more reps he gets.
Here's Gibson, a first down carry for Washington. And Gibson with the strength, pushing the pile all the way out to the 29-yard line. Picks up 4 on the first down carry. Offensively for Washington, the number's 25 points. If they can get to 25, they have not lost this year. This offensive line with Charles Leno Jr. and Eric Flowers, the left side, the strength. Terry McLaurin, just an absolute stud, but no Curtis Samuel today. De'Ami Brown, the Charlotte native, gets the start. West Mecklenburg High School product gets the start in place of Curtis Samuel today.
We'll see plenty of him, and we'll see plenty of DeAndre Carter, who caught that touchdown last week against the defending champs.
Carter the man in motion, Gibson the carry, and Gibson picking his way up the middle against a very stingy Carolina Panthers defense. Second in the National Football League in total defense, and it starts up front. Brian Burns having a tremendous season with 6 sacks, good push in the middle, and then you go to this linebacking core. Shaq Thompson's return has been everything for them.
And we had that game in Atlanta when he first came back, and we were talking to other players on the team about it, and they just smiled and were so giddy to know that their stud, number 7 linebacker's back for this team. And they eased him into this season, right? They didn't overload him against Atlanta, but now he's back playing all the defensive snaps.
Bates, the tight end, in motion on 3rd and 3. Heineke on the sprint out, looking to throw, and he's going to have to just throw this one away. Here come some flags at the end of the play on 3rd and 3. Flag down on the far side, flag down on the near side. Bill Vinovich, our referee.
Some sort of miscommunication on the play there. You could see Heineke went palms up right after.
Receiver downfield. Offense 69. Penalty decline. Result of the play. 4th down.
Looked like half the team thought it was a pass, half the team thought it was a run. But nobody knew exactly what was going on or where the football was going to be.
Carolina, kind of the opposite of what Washington is. They have not allowed an opening drive touchdown this season. Still have not. 28th 3 and out. Pitched by this stellar Panthers defense. Alex Erickson back awaiting the Tressway punt. Erickson having to back up. Fields it at the 12-yard line. Erickson breaks a tackle across the 20 and a 10-yard return for Alex Erickson. Samus Reyes on the stop. Cam's coming back out with a 7-0 lead. You still have a chance at $100,000 of Terry's money. Just scan the QR code now and enter Fox Super 6's NFL Sunday Challenge for your chance at $100,000. It's free to play. Just download the app. We go from Super 6 to Superman. The offense, Carolina back out for their second series. First one resulted in a touchdown for the Carolina Panthers. Came 3 for 3 for 31 yards on that opening drive. They'll start this one at the 22. Anderson, the motion man. This is McCaffrey. Sort of jump cut to the left to pick up yardage to the 4. Laura Oakman, communication so important in any new relationship, isn't it?
Especially this one. Joe Brady told us he's going to tell Cam the wristband number of the play, but here's the question. Can Cam read it and break the huddle with enough time for Joe to talk to him and Cam to communicate it without getting delay of games? Joe said, I've got to be quick, 3 to 5 seconds to get the play out. Cam's got to be quick sharing it. He said there is a great chance we're going to have some issues because we are learning this on the fly today.
That's not an easy thing
No,
to do. I mean, Joe Brady met Cam Newton last week.
And that's a tall order for a quarterback and coordinator to navigate, because really when you're in a new system, I did this with Washington actually when Colt McCoy went down. I had showed up 10 days before, and you go in and you have this whole game plan. Well, Colt goes down, and I only knew, half the game plan. So Kevin O'Connell took the headset from Jake Gruden, and he was actually explaining the plays as we walked up to the line of scrimmage. Right now, as Cam's walking up to the line, the coach is going to be in his ear, and he was basically relating those plays to back when we were with the Jets together, reminding me what the reads were.
2nd and 6. Cam to the left side finds Robbie Anderson. Must have gotten good information from Joe Brady because he found the open guy short of the 3rd down.
I think on that one he just said, hey, throw to 11, which is always easy when the coach just says, hey, throw to the open guy, or they dial up a wide open play. But it's so important for Cam to understand the situation, just to have a dialogue with his coach and understand what's going on. What's the purpose of the play? Is this a shot? Who am I reading? Where's my first wide vision? Where do my eyes need to be focused? Who's my read? Those things are so important for him as he's learning this new system.
3rd down and a yard. McCaffrey in some trouble trying to find some yardage, and he will not find yardage. In fact, Washington all over that. An odd snap throws off that play, the direct snap to the 29.
Ball came out a little funky. Yeah. Real low. I don't know if that was intended to be a direct snap, but McCaffrey just cut it off quickly, picked up the short hop. But you see how difficult it is to run into those big 3 in the middle with Matt Ioannidis, Jonathan Allen, and Daron Payne. They've had more success, Carolina, running to the outside where those 2 new edge rushers are, having to set the edge on a halfback that can get to the edge quickly.
Lachlan Edwards punt. DeAndre Carter with a fair catch at the 23-yard line, and a timeout in Charlotte where the Panthers have a 7-0 lead. Sam Huff, 5 years in Washington after an incredible career with the Giants. Fellow Hall of Famer Sonny Jurgensen, 11 years, 4 Pro Bowls in Washington. Condolences to Sam Huff's family, passed away last Saturday at the age of 88. Alongside Mark Sanchez with Laura Oakman on the field, Dean Blandino in our Fox studios in Los Angeles. I'm Kevin Kugler. 2nd possession for Washington football team from the 23-yard line with a 1st down and 10. Heineke in the shotgun. Panthers show pressure. It's picked up, and Heineke with time floating it from McLaurin, and a fingertip grab up the sideline and into Carolina territory. Dante Jackson on the chase, but out of bounds near the Carolina 47-yard line, a pickup at 37.
An excellent recognition of man-to-man. You're going to see McLaurin cross the screen there. And Taylor Heineke just waited for him to turn on the afterburners and lob this ball perfectly over the defender there. Excellent coverage recognition and even better accuracy, keeping his receiver on the move.
Officially 30 to the 47-yard line, a 1st down and 10. Heineke, pressure up the gut into traffic, and it's jarred out of the hands of DeAndre Carter by Justin Burris. And here comes a flag. Came in after the play as Burris hit Carter.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense on 31, 15-yard penalty.
Here's the hit. And when you look at it from the end zone, they're just trying to affect Jermaine Carter right here. And they get him with the ball fake and bend the receiver right in behind him. DeAndre Carter is a little excessive on the hit. Deemed a foul there.
But that rule is just livid on the sidelines.
He's losing his mind.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line. Play action. Heineke on the roll. Short toss. Catch is made by the tight end, John Bates. Good yardage as we check in Los Angeles. Carissa Thompson has a game break.
Thanks, Kevin. Colts Bills opening drive for the Colts. Carson Wentz hands it off to Jonathan Taylor, his 8th straight game with the score. Now the league's leading rusher. Colts driving and up 7-0. Kevin?
All right, Carissa, thanks very much. Carissa, not near as upset as Matt Rule was after that last call. This is Matt Rule after the penalty on Justin Burris. Headset off, just screaming. 2nd and 3 at the 25-yard line. Gibson with a hole. Nice cutback. And Gibson down at the 15-yard line in the arms of Burris. First down, Washington. 10-yard run for Antonio Gibson.
And you're going to see this downhill run by Gibson here, working his way through the defense. But these are the kind of downhill runs that they need in between the tackles. They're not built to go around this defense, to try and circle this defense out by the numbers and the sidelines. This defense is just too fast. This is where they're going to have more success, just slamming it up the middle, getting in a phone booth and duking it out.
Carter in motion on first down. Heineke the give to Gibson. Straight up the gut, trying to power his way for yardage. Gets a 1.5 yards. Now a little pushing and shoving after the play between Leno and Hassan Reddick. Red zone
getting
touchdown.
to know each other.
Yeah, they're saying hello. Maybe they're reminding each other that neither have been great in the red zone this year. Offense for Washington or defense for Carolina. It's one of the weaknesses of what's always been all year a very good Carolina defense.
And they sure know how to tighten up down here inside the red zone. Almost had 12 on the field there.
Burris quickly scooting off on 2nd down and 9. 2nd and 8 rather from the foot 13. There's Gibson, fumble. Ball is out, loose on the turf. Carolina's got it at the 10. Frankie Luvu at the bottom of the pile's got the football in his left arm. Brian Burns looked like he poked it out. Frankie Luvu's got it. Carolina back on offense.
Box.
Game Pass, now for just $9.99 a month.
And number 91, Morgan Fox, just gets a Colorado State Pueblo paw on this ball. Watch this right here. Oh, and he just pops it out right after the exchange. That one's going to hurt him. Carolina with all the momentum.
4th red zone turnover of the year for Washington. And Carolina will start at their own 10-yard line with a first down. McCaffrey, just a small crease up the middle, and somehow gets 7 yards on the first down. We told you Washington has struggled in the red zone all year long, and of course another turnover is certainly going to constitute struggles for Ron Rivera's team in the red zone. 4 of them, and now on 2nd down and 3, defense back to work. And we've got a whistle and a flag down. Motion up front, going to cost the Panthers 5.
Ball start. Offense number 60. Correction, number 73. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Michael Jordan, the left guard, so negate most of that first down run from McCaffrey and back it up to the 12-yard line.
They were getting awfully close. Cam was getting awfully close to keeping that ball based on the way the defensive end was playing it. It looked like it was almost a keep read. Be ready for him to steal some yards on those zone reads.
Anderson and Moore to the bottom of your screen. That's McCaffrey in motion out of the backfield. 2nd down to the sideline. Robbie Anderson with a fingertip grab, and he tiptoes out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Laura Oakman, you've got an injury update for us?
Yeah, and this isn't going to help communication for this offense. Dennis Daly, Cam's left tackle, is questionable right now. He is not in with a glute injury. I'll update you with any updates.
He had his first start at left tackle this year last week, so now Brady Christensen, 3rd-round pick in this year's draft, is over.
Like you.
3rd down and 3. 5-man rush. Newton stands in and just led McCaffrey a little too far. The coverage from Cameron Curl, and it's 4th down.
Here's a throw from Cam, just a tick out in front. A little too far from McCaffrey. You saw what they did, bringing a safety up to guard Christian McCaffrey. That's what you want. McCaffrey rarely goes down with just one tackler. If he would have broke that, it was man-to-man across the board, he'd still be running.
Back-to-back 3-and-outs pitched by the Washington defense. Lachlan Edwards punt, bouncing at the 40. It's a nice Carolina roll inside the 35, and Washington gets the football back with 1:25 to go in the first. Beautiful afternoon in Charlotte. 7-0 Panthers. Emotion on both sides. Now, Ron Rivera told us when we talked to him the other day, he thought the emotion for him would end once things started. Once the game got underway, once he'd been out of the visitors' locker room instead of the home locker room where he spent so much of his head coaching career. But there was still a little emotion mixed in there with the fact that his former quarterback was coming back and returning to the starting lineup against him on this day. 34-yard line, McKissick with the carry. C.J. Henderson on the stop after the pickup of 4. This was pregame for Ron Rivera. Chance to see a lot of people he hadn't seen in a long time. Got a very nice ovation when he first came out. Christian McCaffrey with the big hug for his former head coach. This is a man who not only was beloved in Charlotte, still is beloved in Charlotte by a lot of Panther fans. And Ron Rivera said he's got no ill will towards the Panthers, this franchise. He said it was a very classy way. Tepper, the owner, David Tepper, gave him the chance to have a goodbye press conference as they hand it to DeAndre Carter, and nowhere to go for him at the 35-yard line. Brings up a big 3rd down. Before that 3rd down, Carissa Thompson has a game break.
Thanks, Kevin. Vikings-Packers tied at 3 following a big play by Justin Jefferson. Dalvin Cook seals the deal here with the 1-yard score. Extra point no good. Vikings in front 9-3. Kevin?
All right, Carissa, thank you very much. 7-0 here in favor of the Panthers, and the Washington football team with a 3rd and 9. They do not have to snap it before this quarter comes to a close. Third and 9. Heineke airing it deep for McLaurin down the left sideline. What an adjustment! Makes the leaping grab and a 1st down right in front of Dante Jackson. And what a way for the quarter to end down to the 26-yard line. A 34-yard gain. And at the end of 1, Washington on the move, down 7-0.
Joe Millionaire premieres January 6th on Fox.
Washington, Mark Sanchez ending the first quarter with a flourish. What a grab for Terry McLaurin.
Oh, just a beautiful high point. Go ahead, dust it off, kid. You deserve it. That was a sweet grab.
The second 30-yard pass that Washington has completed today on Dante Jackson for Carolina. Clearly found something they liked when they were studying Panther film this week. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Play fake, lots of time for Heineke. Now the pocket collapsing, and he just throws it at the feet of Jarrett Patterson. Daquan Jones finally broke through, but Heineke had all day.
Watch number 90, Daquan Jones, just continue to hustle and not quit. He's working against one of the best guards in the game in Brandon Sheriff. Heineke wisely gets rid of that football before taking a loss. They got their one-on-one matchup if they want it up top.
It's De'Ami Brown up top, Bates in motion. McKissick the carry on 2nd down. Oh, he just slides through a tiny crease and gets the 1st down. That was an outstanding run by J.D. McKissick. I don't know how he found that lane.
And just a little zone run to the outside. You see all the offensive linemen up front. It's like elephants on parade, just trying to capture the edge. And McKissick makes him right with a quick cut and circles the defense for a huge gain.
It's like watching you in the airport trying to get to a flight, sliding around people. That's impressive.
Exactly right. If I could have just rolled out of bed one day knowing I was that fast.
Kissick in motion, 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. This is Patterson. Picks his way over the right side and down near the 6. Pick up a 4 for Jared Patterson.
And I'd love to see Washington try one of their play action, either RPOs or something that they've ran the ball well this drive, right? So something that will just get those safeties to play run and show their run support, similar to the way that Cam did on the quarterback draw, the fake quarterback draw, and then throw a ball over somebody's head. High back end line throw for Heineke, which he's gotten so much better at as the season's progressed.
Taylor Heineke, the former Panther quarterback. On 2nd down, off the play fake, into a tight window, and he finds Cam Sims for the touchdown. Oh, what a throw for Taylor Heineke. And Washington an extra point away from tying it up.
And that's exactly what we talked about, just a quick little run fake inside. And just great eyes, great feel. And he had to maneuver some defenders with this throw and navigate it perfectly around Jermaine Carter and in the arms of Sims. Excellent location on that toss and a great play fake to get him to bite.
Joey Sly for the extra point. Another former Panther. This one is good. We're tied at 7 apiece. We talked about the energy from Cam Newton. How about the energy and confidence from Taylor Heineke? Not exactly a 19-play, 80-yard drive against the defending Super Bowl champs, but Taylor Heineke will take it, capped by the 6-yard touchdown catch by Cam Sims, his first. A 7-7 ball game. Mark Sanchez, Laura Oakman off Kevin Kugler. Amir Abdullah, the deep man for the Carolina Panthers. And he'll watch this one sail through the end zone for the touchback. Cam Newton back today. Starting quarterback. It's really been a circle of life at the quarterback position. He's released on March 2020. Then Teddy Bridgewater signs a 3-year, $63 million deal. Teddy Bridgewater's traded. Sam Darnold comes in to take over. Bridgewater goes to the Broncos. Darnold fractures his shoulder, and Newton re-signs. So Cam is replacing his replacement's replacement as he comes back in to start at quarterback.
Exactly right. Just the way you draw it up. But most importantly, these emotions have calmed down. Now it's all about execution.
From the 25-yard line, he'll keep it on that zone read, and Cam just diving forward to pick up a couple. Out near the 28, James Smith-Williams covering him up there. Opening drive touchdown, but since then the Panthers offense 3 plays 7 yards and a punt, 3 plays 6 yards and a punt. That first drive very successful. Now they got to find that magic again.
And no surprise that that momentum carried them through the first quarter, but these next 3 quarters are all about executing these plays and all about Joe Brady communicating to Cam exactly what he's trying to get accomplished.
4-man rush. Newton throws. Good throw, sliding catch. DJ Moore has the first down to the 39-yard line. Picks up 11. Cameron Curl there to cover him up.
And Jamin Davis just gets occupied by Christian McCaffrey quickly underneath. And you're going to see DJ Moore just wrap in behind him on a little wrap 6 route, a little wrap in route, a speed cut in. And he did an excellent job of slowing down, understanding that it's zone coverage and he didn't want to run through the open window.
Abdullah and McCaffrey in the backfield. It'll be Cam who keeps it, pulling it out of the belly of Christian McCaffrey, and he picks up yardage to the 43, a 4-yard gain.
McCaffrey turned around quick. He wanted that. He said, hey man, I know we're all excited for you to be back, but he's like, nothing wrong with me taking these runs either. And it's such a late mesh point. He almost snagged that thing.
As he got to the edge, he looked back like, yeah, where'd that ball go?
He said, well, he better have a good run there because I know I would have got 20.
Anderson in motion. Off the fake, setting up the screen for McCaffrey. McCaffrey looking up and seeing Washington jerseys everywhere, and because he's Christian McCaffrey, he picks up 2 in a spot where you wouldn't think he'd get anything, and it's 3rd and 4.
And I love these calls. They're really working that fly sweep motion with Robbie Anderson, just a little window dressing. One of these times they'll hand it off and he'll capture the edge and circle the defense and get around them. But this time with the screen dialed up, just another easy completion for Cam and setting up a 3rd and medium.
They're 0 for 3 today on 3rd down. This 3rd and 4, just shy of the 45. Five-man Washington rush. Newton standing in. Pass deflected away from DJ Moore by Danny Johnson. And it'll bring up 4th down.
Look at DJ Moore. He's going to widen release and come back in on a little angle route. And just gets undercut. Johnson, excellent job just understanding the route, not getting scared. Once he got beat, because he beat him across his face, and then understanding the timing of the route, undercutting it, and getting a hand in there to break up the completion.
Rocklet Edwards to punt. DeAndre Carter tracking it to the sideline, and he'll watch it go out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. A lot of emotion early in this game. Settled in now, a 7-7 ball game in Charlotte.
One evening,
let's go, Walter.
The sun went down.
And now, when we talked to them the other day about the opportunity to have that post-firing press conference, a chance to say goodbye to the Panthers organization and the people of Carolina, a place that he and his wife Stephanie enjoyed very, very much in their time here. Still have great friends that are down here. Back for the first time. No, terrific run. Super Bowl appearance. From the 23-yard line on 1st down, this is Patterson. And Jared Patterson to the 25 picks up a couple. And his career with Panthers, you mentioned, Mark, it was a good one. Twice Coach of the Year, 4 playoff appearances. They went to Super Bowl 50, 76-63-1 record. Back here for the first time today. And his Washington football team, after the initial surge from Carolina, the opening drive touchdown, they have really played well after that first moment for Cam Newton and company.
And especially after that fumble by Gibson, that defense bailed him out.
On 2nd down. Heineke with pressure up the middle. Heineke able to get away on the run, and Heineke yanked down by the bottom of the jersey by Marquise Haynes. A sack back near the 17-yard line, and it brings up 3rd down.
Look at Jared Patterson have to slam it up in there and block a blitzing linebacker to give his quarterback a little time, but not quite enough. Heineke wanted the penalty, but remember, you got to grab him up near the shoulder pads to get it. Legal play there. Look at that grip strength. Holy cow.
3rd and 16 now.
Got to be real smart with this ball. Nothing wrong with just an easy completion and play the field position game. No mistakes in your own end zone.
4-man Panther rush. Heineke checks it short to McKissick, chased by Chin, and Chin with a tackle at the 21. Just a 4-yard gain, 4th down, and this Panthers defense that has provided so much pressure over the last 3+ games, now 10 sacks, Mark, over the last 3.5 games. They forced the long field, and now they'll force the punt.
And they really have proven to get after the quarterback when they're at full strength. Right before Shaq Thompson was back, the production wasn't quite there, but I love what they did on defense. Just stayed back, knew 4 verticals was coming, and they rallied to a check down underneath to the halfback.
Alex Erickson waving for the fair catch. He'll make it at the 31-yard line, and a timeout in Charlotte. Cam Newton soaring back onto the field in a tie game. So much Cam talk, but Mark Sanchez, Christian McCaffrey is the spark that makes this engine go in Carolina.
Well, you see the numbers right there. That's the most important one, the record with him. And each quarterback has had their share of struggles without 22 on the field.
Zylstra, the motion man. From the 30-yard line, the Panthers start now. Anderson in motion. The give is to McCaffrey, a cut up the middle, and that's why Christian McCaffrey is so important for this team. There's a flag down behind the 10-yard run.
He's coming back.
Holding. Offense number 73. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Second penalty of the day charged to Michael Jordan. This one costs him a 10-yard run.
There he is on the top of the screen. 73 here. Let's see. It's every play. Those are so tough. Got to try and get your hands inside. I can understand that. And then when the defender knows that the running back's running right by him and they give that body language like they're getting thrown around, throw their hands up in the air, the refs tend to see it.
First down and 20. McCaffrey trying to get that yardage back, and he's close to the original line of scrimmage. 9-yard pickup. Bobby McCain on the tackle.
Bobby McCain at the tackle. It's a gain of 9, second and 11 at the Panthers' 29-yard line.
Second down and 11 at the 29-yard line. Cam Newton, 7 of 9, 52 yards and a touchdown. 4 yards rushing. Washington rushes forward. Newton, good throw, upended at the 48-yard line. Tommy Tremble with the grab and a first down for Carolina. Might be Cam's best pass of the year.
Well, Tommy Tremble's just going to widen and run a little seam versus single high coverage. McCaffrey's going to attract all the underneath defenders, and Cam fits that ball in before the safety can make a play.
There's Zylstra on the screen into Washington territory at the 45-yard line. One more look at the throw to Tremble a moment ago.
And when Cam's healthy, I mean, you can't tell me this isn't one of the best balls in the league. I mean, he just still has a rocket attached to his arm there and throws a pretty ball.
McCaffrey weaving through traffic, a stiff arm at the end of the play, and McCaffrey's got the first down. Flag down right at the end. McCaffrey saying face mask as Cameron Curl got locked up with him on the sidelines.
See if we got a piece of McCaffrey. Yep, right there.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense number 31. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Panthers on the prowl. We head to Los Angeles. Game break for Carissa.
Thanks, Kevin. Vikings up 9-3 on the Packers. 3rd and goal. Kirk Cousins finds Adam Thielen for this 10-yard score. Vikings leading this one 16-3. Kevin?
Kirk Cousins getting things done early in that divisional battle. Panthers now at the 24-yard line. Scored on the opening drive, but the offense has been stagnant since. Until this possession from the 24-yard line. Amir Abdullah in motion into the backfield. Cam Newton will keep. Got a block. Cam inside the 20. Loping to the 10. And Cam Newton will take it all the way for the touchdown.
Doing the DO. All the way to the logo. I mean, Cam's going to be exhausted after this game. He's not going to have any emotions left. I will not be surprised if he just takes a nap during the post-game presser. I mean, he's going 100 miles an hour. In between plays, in between drives, running up and down the sideline, and this crowd loves it.
14-7 Carolina. We'll be right back after these messages from KFC and Bud Light Seltzer.
This holiday season, remember the trick. The one that lets you skip the line and get your finger-licking chicken finger-licking quick.
It's finger-licking quick.
Oh,
Bud Light Seltzer Retro Tie-Dye?
Have you tried these yet?
Bud Light Seltzer Retro Tie-Dye, the loudest flavors ever.
Sparking this crowd in Carolina, Cam Newton with a rushing touchdown.
This place just erupted. And they're going to read the end, number 57 right there. But this is the most important part, that block on the outside by Ian Thomas. That's what springs Cam. And he's still got a little juice, man. He's still got a step. And took that thing. I mean, he just went on a 50-yard sprint to the middle of the Panthers logo, right in the heart of Bank of America Stadium. Wow. And a dagger to the heart of the Washington football team. I wonder how Sir Purr felt about that.
He thought it was perfect.
Oh, Kevin knocks it out of the park.
DeAndre Carter, I'm so sorry. Carter across the 30-yard line. The ball's out. The ball's out at the 30-yard line. Carter dropped it, and a huge pileup. Who ends up with the football after Julian Stanford knocked it out?
You could hear the collision. Now it's just who's going to come up with it in the scrum. You know those guys are scratching and clawing, and Washington gets it.
And it's Troy Apke who ends up with the football at the bottom of the pile. What a huge play for the Penn State product, Troy Apke.
And what a stud for, as soon as that scrum happens and that dog pile starts, you got to get creative. You got to get down and dirty and nasty in there and find a way to get the football. Cam obviously not happy
when he saw Troy Apke come up with a football, but a big play by Apke. And that saves the possession for Washington at the 29-yard line. On first down, McKissick, as Heineke tumbled giving the ball to his running back, and McKissick out to the 40-yard line gets the first down. Cam, I would have been surprised if he'd had any energy to come back out, because this was after the touchdown, the 50-yard sprint to the logo. Keep pounding.
And then hit him with the Superman.
He's going over plays. 44th career game with at least one passing and one rushing touchdown, the most all time. And there's an injured Washington football team player, and that's Tyler Larson, the center. So as Cam's going over what he needs to do on his next possession, Washington's possession is slowed by the center, and again, another former Panther who goes down, grabbing his left leg. Well, Saturday there are games, and then there's the game. It's the latest chapter in college football's ultimate rivalry as fourth-ranked Ohio State travels to Ann Arbor to take on number 6 Michigan. Big noon Saturday game of the week. Coverage begins at 10 Eastern with Big Noon kickoff live from Ann Arbor, and then it's the game Saturday on Fox and the Fox Sports app. 5:12 remaining in this second quarter. Tyler Larson, Washington center, is down. We'll step aside in Carolina.
Let's go, Buffalo!
That's the form, baby.
Wes Schweitzer now to the offensive line for Washington. Took a couple of practice snaps with Taylor Heineke, and he'll take over the center position with Larson injured. On first down and 10 at the 40-yard line, Jarrett Patterson is the running back. Carter in motion. First down, Patterson trying the left side. Not much there as he gets a yard to the 41. Let's check in once more with Laura Oak.
The good news is we saw J.D. McKissick in the game. He just carried the ball 2 plays ago, but something just to keep our eye on, his left foot. After that last offensive drive, he's actually going in now, but bandaged it up pretty quickly. Doctors and athletic trainers were all over that left foot. He's in now, but that ankle, I would say wrapped up, but mummified. That thing is wrapped hard.
Well, there's a guy who's not been in. Antonio Gibson, since the fumble in the red zone.
He hasn't seen any action.
Second and 9 at the 41. This is McKissick again with that heavily wrapped foot, and McKissick showing no ill effects. A yard short of the first down when Hassan Reddick makes the stop.
And that's exactly how they need to keep on attacking this defense, right up the gut with these handoffs, and that gives Heineke the ability to get out on the perimeter with those nakeds and bootlegs that they like to run with him.
Little pace for Washington now as McKissick gets the carry on 3rd and 1, and he'll get the first down into Panther territory at the 48.
Crucial 3rd down conversion to keep this drive alive, but I still want to see when they use their shifts and motions, they get McLaurin 17 one-on-one against Jackson 26. I want to see him go after him again. Why not? Go back to the well. It's working.
2 plays of 30 yards or more against Dante
right.
Jackson in this first half for Taylor Heineke.
And I'll tell you, you know, you get him on your best guy, go for it. Take a shot up top right here.
Play action. Heineke with chin in his face, and he throws a ball that's caught by Dax Milne. That's a really good throw under duress, big-time duress.
I mean, watch him throw this thing like submarine, like a pitcher. Whoa. Sidearm and didn't get his hand hit. Look at that arm angle. Thing looked like came out like a punt. But he got it there. That's all that matters.
And confidence means so much playing that position, doesn't it?
And he hit a couple plays like that on that slant against an all-out pressure last week against Tampa. He's feeling it.
There's Patterson. Hold to the edge. Chin pulls him down right near the first down yardage.
See if they use a little tempo. Here they go. Here they go. Watch that inside zone read.
3rd and short.
With Heineke having the ability to potentially keep this thing.
They don't have to snap it if they don't want to. 2-minute warning coming.
Yeah, they're bluffing.
And that's the 2-minute warning. Mark Sanchez calling their bluff. 14-7. Carolina. 2 minutes to play first half. Ended season. Football team's not out of this thing by any stretch at 3-6. They've got an opportunity. And meanwhile, the Panthers, if the season ended today, they are a playoff team. Third down and a yard with 2 minutes to go in this first half. Note from Laura during the break, Tyler Larson questionable to return for Washington with a knee injury at the center position. Russ Schweitzer snapping right now for Washington. 3rd down and 1.
6 linemen in. Heavy set. That's a big motion.
Cornelius Lucas, the big motion. Patterson, the running back. He'll get the carry. And Patterson, I don't think he got there, Mark. Looks short to me. He needed to get it to the 38, and I'm not sure he nudged it to that hash. Now this team goes for it on 4th down almost as much as anybody in the National Football League. Ron Rivera, we'll call him Riverboat Ron for nothing, 21 attempts on the year.
I love that nickname.
And on 4th and 1, this crowd trying to rally behind the defense.
Stayed with the heavy personnel, 6-0 lineman.
Lucas still in there. And we've got a stoppage. I wonder if Bill Vinovich is going to bring out the chains to measure. They may have requested a measurement as well.
There we go.
That's exactly what's happening. Here comes the chain gang. Yep, short, as you can see. So 4th and inches for Washington. Football team has all 3 timeouts left with 1:24 to go in this first half. And Washington gets the football to start the second half. Remember, they won the toss and elected to defer.
They had that heavy personnel in with the 6 offensive linemen with Cornelius Lucas. And they just trotted him off the field and ran on Humphreys. He's been a great 3rd and 4th down target for Taylor Heineke.
Cam Newton playing the role of cheerleader right now on the Carolina sideline.
I'm just waiting for him to go bang on that drum. I feel it coming.
And the sneak by Heineke with flags down. This is a big flag, and this is going to be a false start against Washington.
Crucial mistake.
False start. Still fourth down.
It's the center who just came in for Tyler Larson.
Oh, just that little flinch. Got Jones to move, but I mean, this is a huge conversion here potentially, because if you can even kick a field goal here and go steal points right now, you're getting the ball in the second half, right? You deferred, you won the toss and deferred. So you can go on a quick 10-point run, potentially a 14-point run, and get ahead of this thing. But it all starts with this fourth down conversion.
4th and 6 now, thanks to the false start.
Again, clock to
10-second runoff. So move the clock to 1:08. And it's 4th down and 6.
Because of the offensive penalty.
Yep. So now, 4th and 6, 1:08 remaining in the half. Washington will send McLaurin to the top of the screen against Dante Jackson.
There it is right there. That's the matchup you want.
And a timeout taken by Carolina as they saw Washington line up. Well, Kurt Menefee, what do you have coming up for us?
What are you doing over there?
Writing up my Thanksgiving shopping list for the week.
You got turkey?
Yep.
Mashed potatoes, stuffing?
Yep.
Got all the highlights of the Bears and Ravens?
Shoot, no, I don't have that.
Don't worry. We got you covered on the Verizon halftime.
Huh. Are those produce or dairy? What else is going on?
It's sure fun, man.
You were hanging out with the crew on Thursday night, Mr. Bradshaw.
Mr. Bradshaw, then he says, call me TB. And, I don't know if he's just messing with me or it's like rookie hazing all over again. But he sure is funny.
Cam warming up, hoping for one last shot. Only one timeout remaining for Carolina. All 3 left for Washington. So if Taylor Heineke and this Washington football team offense can convert on 4th down, they're 10 of 21 this year. Good chance to put points on the board before halftime. Down 14-7.
Watch him work up top, one-on-one.
5-man pressure. Heineke over the middle. Carter wide open. 1st down and plenty more to the 25-yard line. 18-yard pickup on 4th.
And watch this traffic pattern. He's just going to get lost on a quick little shallow cross. And they just dropped him. You see Bouye upset. He thought he had help inside. Bouye was locking the point, the front man of the bunch, and was expecting help inside. And saw DeAndre Carter just fly right by him.
6 different receivers as Taylor Heineke has really spread that football around today.
He really has, and he mentioned to us in that production meeting this week how important it is for him to get the reps during the week consistently, over and over, week after week, just keep stacking completions and reps. And he just feels so much more comfortable when he gets in the game, and that's why he's hitting these big throws on 3rd down and in the red zone.
Off the first timeout taken by Washington, 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Heineke backpedaling, trying to get to McKissick, and he just couldn't get there as he backpedaled away from the rush. And it's 2nd down.
I know he's getting comfortable making these throws off his back foot, but when you can, you'd like to set your back foot and plant and get enough momentum into this thing. You don't want to major in these fadeaways if you don't have to. And he's gotten comfortable hitting them. He hit him on a huge 3rd down conversion last week on a fadeaway slant, essentially, to McLaurin. He's just getting a little too comfortable, in my opinion, with those. I'd love to see him stand his ground in the pocket and deliver strikes.
Second down, McKissick up the gut, not much there. One change to mention, Mark. Samuel Cosme, after that last play, limped off to the sidelines. He'd been limping earlier in the possession. Cornelius Lucas, who was the extra lineman when they went heavy, came in to play right tackle, but Tyler Larson already questionable with a knee, the center. Now Samuel Cosme, the right tackle, is on the bench.
Just huge blows to the personnel here up front for Washington. And it makes it so tough, especially on the road. These guys got to communicate. When you don't have that experience, it makes it tough.
3rd and 9. Panthers rush 4. Heineke over the middle. Open receiver is Adam Humphries. And he's got a first down to the Carolina 12 and a timeout taken by Washington.
And watch this strike. See, he's got his foot planted in the ground. He gets a good base under him. He's not fading away. Stepping right at the target. Finishing the throw. Right in between the 1 and the 3 of Humphries on a triple slant. It was just 3 receivers to the field and everybody's running inside routes.
One timeout left, 14 seconds to go in the half. Ron Rivera knocking on the door. How many plays do you have here before you have to go to the field?
Yeah, because of that timeout, you can take some shots at the end zone. You can throw the ball really anywhere because you have the ability to stop the clock. It's not like you got to get out of bounds or sail something out of the back of the end zone if nothing's open. You can take a couple chances here, but still obviously being very smart and judicious with where this football goes.
First down at the 12. Heineke with time over the middle into the end zone. Caught! McLaurin's got the touchdown! 9 seconds to go in the half, and Heineke finds McLaurin for 6. The flag in the end zone.
Defense number 21. Penalty decline. Result of the play. Touchdown.
And look at this throw. He just drops it over the top. You saw Chin got called, 21, for the pass interference. But McLaurin, it's just a race to that opposite upright. And he gets right behind Shaq Thompson. You'd like to see Shaq get a little bit deeper and challenge that throw, but Heineke with an absolute dime, just an easy floater right over the top, and there goes a good souvenir.
And how about
Washington football team fan?
How about the ability of Taylor Heineke, Mark, to organize keep-away drives? We saw at the end of the Tampa Bay game where they go 19 plays, 80 yards, 10-26 to seal that win. They go 12 plays, 71 yards, take 5:38 off the clock here to essentially close out the first half and tie the game at 14.
End of halves, end of games. When you can shut teams down like that and keep their offense off the field and go on these long drives with multiple third down conversions, I mean, that is executing at a high level. And Taylor Heineke's getting so comfortable doing it. You can see his confidence growing and growing. I don't know if he makes that throw earlier in the season that he just dropped on McLaurin, but he sure is a stud. So underrated too. McLaurin, that is.
And he made that kid's life flipping him the football.
No doubt, right?
In that front row.
He was just ecstatic, smiling ear to ear. That's fun, man, when you see guys do that.
Sly's kickoff will go through the end zone for the touchback. 9 seconds remaining in the first half. So how's the return of Cam Newton been for Carolina? Well, a lot of energy to start this one as Superman returned for the first time since 2019. Touchdown pass to DJ Moore. Got him going after some stagnant offense. They got another drive going, capped by this touchdown run of 24 yards. Went to midfield for the Superman pose. Now he'll take a knee. He's played every snap so far of this one, and he'll go into the locker room in a 14-14 ball game at halftime here in Charlotte. So Cam Newton heads off to the sideline. He's 4-1 in his career against Washington football team, but McLaurin's touchdown has tied this thing up at 14 apiece. Our first half stats brought to you by State Farm. Taylor Heineke getting the job done in his return to Carolina. 9 for 12, 133 yards and 2 scores. Cam Newton 9 for 11, 78 yards passing. 1 rushing touchdown as well. Halftime here in Carolina. Now let's send it to Kurt Menefee in Los Angeles for the Verizon halftime, which starts right now.
Any other use of this broadcast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of NFL Productions is prohibited.
Newton on a design keep. He'll throw to the end zone instead, and it's DJ Moore for the touchdown. Play fake into a tight window, and he finds Cam Sims for the touchdown. Oh, what a throw for Taylor Heineke. That was today's Game Flow, brought to you by Progressive. As we welcome you back inside the broadcast booth, that's former NFL quarterback Mark Sanchez. I'm Kevin Kugler. Let's talk about the two guys playing your former position in this league. Both Taylor Heineke and Cam Newton have had some good moments.
They're playing so well. They're so accurate with the football, and you see them down near the red zone. They're just deadly with their placement of the football, snagging a couple touchdown throws apiece. I mean, the only thing I want to see from Carolina and from Cam is just a little more production on third down. But other than that, both quarterbacks are playing it great.
Now 0 for 4 are the Panthers on third down. They'll have to wait a little bit before they get another opportunity on third, because Washington will have the football to start off this second half. This is DeAndre Carter from the 4-yard line. Carter had a 101-yard kickoff return earlier this year, and he's tripped up as he gets to the 35 by Kamal Martin. And out comes the Washington football team, and down we go to Laura Oakman, who caught up with both coaches. What'd you find out, Laura?
I enjoyed my halftime. I walked with Ron Rivera as he and Cam Newton crossed each other, walking towards their locker room, shook hands, and said hello to each other, which I thought was very nice. But what Ron told me was it looks like they went back and watched all the things Cam does best, and that's what they're doing. I said, well, no one knows how to stop that. No one knows what he does better than you. How do you stop him? He said, we got to contain him. You've got to believe that he's going to keep the ball. More from Matt Rule in a moment.
First down at the 34-yard line. Motion from McLaurin. Play action. Heineke throwing short to McLaurin. He wanted to throw it earlier, but McLaurin wasn't looking as he ducks out of bounds at the 40. We check back in with Laura.
As for Matt Rule, he said he's liking how the offense is moving. They did take one timeout due to communication issues we talked about. He said cleaning that up and no penalties is the key to staying on the field and keeping those drives moving.
And we talked about those communication concerns earlier between Joe Brady and Cam Newton. It'll be something to watch as the second half goes along. How deep can Cam go in that Carolina playbook?
And we'll see how deep he can go, and if any of those plays get stale, if they have to recycle too many of them, and Washington gets a beat on it.
2nd and 3. This is Gibson back out there for the first time since the fumble in the red zone, and he gets a first down to the 45-yard line. Dante Jackson with a stop. McKissick had that heavily wrapped foot that plagued him a little bit in the first half. 42 yards rushing on 6 carries for McKissick in half number 1. From the 45, the play fake. Heineke with time, and he's looking deep for McLaurin. McLaurin leaping up, and it's off his fingertips. They went after Dante Jackson again and nearly pulled in another long pass.
And this was designed to set up the deep play action, and he almost comes down with that. Heineke with a great throw, and this was all set up by that run, and sticking with the run like Coach Turner, their offensive coordinator, likes to do. Oh, just off the fingertips, but a great read, understanding that the safety cut the over route.
There's Gibson on 2nd down, bouncing to the left and tripped up at midfield. An ankle tackle from Hassan Reddick. And now brings up a big 3rd down for Washington. 3 for 6 in the first half on 3rd down. From midfield, trying to get into scoring range to take the lead.
I'd love to see Heineke on the move again. He just is so comfortable throwing out on the edge.
3rd and 5. Panthers rush 4. Heineke surveying the field and somehow finds Cam Sims. Got it over Jermaine Carter Jr., who was leaping in front, and he gets the first down, a pickup of 13.
And look at his eyes. Worked through all of his progressions. Boom, getting to number 2, feeling the window, letting the receiver clear. How did he get that ball out of there? Sometimes it looks like he's a corporal in a foxhole chucking grenades out of that thing because the line's so tall. You can't even see where the ball's coming from. But he somehow finds a way to deliver it over the middle.
From the 37 on first down, this is Gibson churning to the outside, and Gibson with another first down as he's shoved out near the 27-yard line. That Rules defense being tested here by Taylor Heineke. We were talking with a couple of members of both teams, and the general sentiment is, even if nobody else believes Taylor Heineke is going to be a starting quarterback in the National Football League, Taylor Heineke believes he's a starting quarterback in the National Football League. And that's all that has mattered this season for Taylor Heineke.
Absolutely, and his confidence grows with every rep, with every situation that he's learning and continuing to master.
Gibson with the cut upfield, and Gibson into the secondary, still on his feet. And Gibson finally stood up at the 6, where it's 1st and goal, Washington, 20 yards for Antonio Gibson.
He was so fired up after this run. Watch how hard he flicks the ball to the official. He almost knocked over the official with the football, but he's such a strong runner, such a good downhill runner. They were really missing that in the second quarter. That's what he brings to you, number 24, hitting this thing with great vision and great speed. And watch this rocket to the ref. The ref was like, whoa. Caught him off guard there.
1st and goal at the 6. 5 rushing touchdowns this year for Gibson. He is the single back. And Heineke wants a timeout. Play clock was at 1 when he got the timeout. So 1st and goal for Washington from the 6. Saturday there are games, and then there's the game. The latest chapter in college football's ultimate rivalry is in Ann Arbor. 4th-ranked Ohio State, 6th-ranked Michigan. It's the Big Noon Saturday game of the week. Coverage begins at 10 Eastern with Big Noon kickoff live from Ann Arbor, and then it's the game. Saturday on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Both of those teams looked fantastic yesterday, gearing up for the game. Here's Antonio Gibson on this drive. So much better. 5 carries, 19 yards in the first half, lost the fumble. I would say a 10-yard per carry average will work for Ron Rivera. He will be pleased with that.
No issues there. We just got to hang on to that football in traffic. That's the reason they kept him out of the game, it seemed like, but they sure do miss him when he's gone.
First and goal at the 6. Gibson again trying to stretch it to the edge, and right there to pull him down is Morgan Fox. Just a 1-yard gain. Washington with 111 yards rushing today. In Carolina's 5 wins, their defense allows just over 56 yards rushing, Mark, but in their 5 losses, almost 158 yards on the ground. How successful they are in stopping the run has really meant the difference between a win or a loss for Carolina.
You're absolutely right, and when you can establish a run game, it opens up so much. It opens up your nakeds, your bootlegs, your play action, and you just dominate up front. Those big guys up front, they love running the football and imposing their will on a defense.
2nd and goal, another run for Gibson, and Gibson this time is dropped at the 5. Jeremy Chin with the penetration. He's a safety this year, was mainly a linebacker last year, and some linebacker instincts there.
Watch him sneak inside. Here he is. He's just going to shuffle, and you'd like to get a better block out of the receiver on the edge there to give Gibson a chance to make a move on Shaq Thompson instead of getting stood up in the backfield.
3rd and goal, 10th play of the drive.
And you see they switch. Now they got Gilmore out on McLaurin.
There's Heineke to throw on 3rd down for the end zone. DeAndre Carter's got the catch. His 3rd touchdown grab of the year, and Washington's on top.
And watch this little return route. He's going to go in and pull it back out. And watch, He shows shallow. Jackson bid on the shallow, tried to cut him off like he's going to run across the field, and he slammed on the brakes. He got out of that cut. And Heineke, another wobbler, man, that just gets there. He just finds a way to make it happen.
Joey Sly on for the extra point. And Washington with a 21-14 lead over Carolina. DeAndre Carter's third touchdown grab of the year. Taylor Heineke loving it. You know what? Taylor Heineke's return to Carolina meant something for him, too. The chance to come back and show the Panthers that they missed out when they had Taylor Heineke. DeAndre Carter excited about his third straight game with a touchdown grab. Hadn't scored a touchdown of any kind until he had the kickoff return against Atlanta in the early stages of October. Now he's got the kickoff return and 3 touchdown catches as Carolina will start at the 25-yard line. It's been a conundrum for both Washington and Carolina, the quarterback conundrum. Cam Newton, last Carolina start, week 2, 2019, 333 yards. And then for both of these teams, since week 3 of 2019 to week 10 of 2021, Kyle Allen started for both. But you see all of the quarterbacks that have cycled through these 2 franchises. And now back to Cam. So 2 guys who 2 weeks ago were former Panthers. One is now a Panther again, and the other a former Panther, leads the current Panther 21-14. Here's McCaffrey on first down. And Christian McCaffrey gets 2 to the 27-yard line. 8 carries, 55 yards. So Cam starting his first drive of the second half. What are you looking for in this half from Cam Newton?
Well, he's got to stay on these run checks. I think most importantly, he's got to take care of the football and continue to progress, continue to understand these situations where they're at, understanding, hey, we're down 7, we're still right in this ball game. And I love what Joe Brady's doing with these 2 running backs in the game. I think that gives Cam so many options in the pass game and the run pass option and the zone read.
Matt Rule says the clock's wrong. It never started. It never reset.
He's trying to argue that they didn't reset it.
I think he's got a point there. It didn't feel like it was.
It sure didn't. They were up to the line fast.
Bill Vinovich is
going to switch this up.
Let's make it changed.
The play was only reset to 25 seconds instead of 40. Therefore, there's no penalty on the play. Still second out.
Matt Rule throwing his hands up. I told you. Keep it fair. Keep it fair.
You're at home. That's not supposed to happen to you here.
I know it.
Good catch by the officiating crew.
And that was the other thing coming into this game. And we talked about it early in the week, Kev. You know, Cam dropping back 35, 40 times. That wasn't the game plan today, right? That would put him in a tough spot. I love what they're doing.
Second down and 8. McCaffrey trying to turn the corner, shrugs off the contact from Casey Toohill and sets up a 3rd and short as we go to Los Angeles for a game break with Carissa Thompson.
Thank you, Kevin. Big divisional game here. Vikings-Packers. Kirk Cousins finds Justin Jefferson out of the backfield in this one. 9-yard score. Jefferson over 100 yards for the second straight game. They're rolling 23-10. Kevin?
Justin Jefferson's such a talent.
Looks like us when we dance.
It really does. I was going to say it, but I'm glad you brought it up.
Show us.
It really is us, isn't it? That's such a Mark Sanchez move. 3rd and 4 at the 31-yard line. 4-man pressure. Newton to McCaffrey. Settled in the middle of that defense marking a first down to the 40-yard line.
Just the awareness of McCaffrey to understand when it's man, when it's zone, when it's time to take the angle and hit the home run up the middle, and when it's time to just button hook it right there in between 2 defenders, let the quarterback throw you open, go with the momentum of the ball. An excellent placement by Cam, giving it to him on his front number, telling him which way, directing him which way he wanted him to go.
And the first conversion on 3rd down today for the Panthers. Now McCaffrey on first down. Not much there as he gets to the 40-yard line. And Laura Oakman, expectations were sky high for Cam Newton today, weren't they?
They were, and I've known Cam since his rookie season. He sounded different to me, but then he said this, and I got it. He said, separation brings appreciation. He said, coming back has been overwhelming, seeing things he took for granted here, but he said, I'm going to hold myself accountable to being realistic. That may mean not being extravagant, but making sure my guys know what to do and be a great teammate on the sideline. Realistic, attainable goals that have an impact on the success of the team. That's a shift for him.
Well, certainly he has shocked the locker room as he wanted to do with good mojo and good energy as he's hit as he throws. The pass incomplete, looking for Terrence Marshall. That pocket collapsing on him and hit his hand on a helmet as he's kind of working his wrist out there on 3rd and 9.
Third down and 9, the 40-yard line.
Might have hit it on his own teammate. Yep, he hit Jordan. He hit Michael Jordan right on the helmet, watch. That's why you see some of these. Oh,
Jonathan Allen
right.
blocked Jordan back into him. When we go to practices, a lot of the linemen now wear these padded things on their helmets. Can't wear them in the game, but it keeps you from doing that in a practice situation.
Got 2 backers mugged up in those A gaps.
3rd down and 9. Newton over the middle, deflected and incomplete. The tip from Cole Holcomb to swat the pass away, and the punt team coming on for Carolina.
And that's why teams do this in the middle. Show those 2 backers mugged up in the A gaps, and then one of them comes, one of them blitzes, and the other one bluffs out of it. Cam trying to thread the needle. It's almost better off that thing got tipped because it might have been going the other way.
Carter back awaiting the Lachlan Edwards punt. Movement up front, and a flag is down as Carter will watch this punt sail into the end zone for a touchback. Khaleke Hudson, I believe, was offsides. It'll mean 4th and 9 becomes 4th and 4, and they may punt this one again. Punt went into the end zone for a touchback. See if they give Carter another chance to return or if they settle for the touchback. Doesn't look like they will.
Offside. Defense number 47. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 4th down.
Second-year man out of Michigan.
And there's the offsides up top. Watch. Just going to jump it a little bit.
I mean, the game is coming up this weekend on Fox. You know a Michigan guy's excited for a chance to finally beat Ohio State if he can. If they can. He can't because he's playing for Washington now. That would be illegal.
The khakis. The khakis. He's got to do it. Coach Harbaugh.
So 4th and 4 now. Edwards, this punt. Will bounce at the 4, and he couldn't find it. Miles Hartsfield was down there. He could not track it on a beautiful fall afternoon in Charlotte. Washington up a touchdown.
Communities.
Taylor Heineke really building on his strong performance last week against Tampa Bay. Not 1, not 2, but 3 touchdown passes today for Taylor Heineke as Washington gets the football back with a 21-14 lead.
And another huge opportunity for him to really extend this lead and go up 2 scores would put Cam Newton and the Panthers in a little bit of a hole and force him to drop back quite a bit.
There's Gibson on 1st down, had a hole on the left side, and he found the hole, banging off would-be tacklers, and has a 1st down to the 31-yard line.
He's holding that ball a little loose for my liking, especially if you fumbled already. Get 2 hands in traffic just in case. But he secures it to his body when he's about to take on a couple defenders.
Antonio Gibson getting a little water. There's an injured Panther. We'll step aside.
We took the truck that helped build this.
He's stacking good on good. Last week, 256 yards and a touchdown. Today, 157 yards and 3 scores. One addendum to that, in their 3 wins this year, he has 6 touchdown passes and 1 pick. In the 6 losses, 6 touchdown passes, but 8 interceptions. When he makes smart decisions with the football, Washington usually wins. So far, a very clean game for Taylor Heineke. First down and 10, just across the 30-yard line. They'll bring pressure. Heineke standing in, throws to McLaurin, who's got a first down. Well, you saw that heat coming, and Heineke stayed in there to find McLaurin for 15.
And just a little flood route, but watch him staring down the barrel here, knowing he's going to take a shot after this ball gets released. And watch McLaurin set this route up. Take an inside release, find the void in the zone, and sit it down right before getting into contact with A.J. Bouye, who he knew had coverage outside of him and was dropping that post going over the top.
Carter in motion on first down. It's Gibson up the middle. Gibson breaking a tackle, and he gets 9 down near the Panther 45-yard line. Daquan Jones had a shot at him, but boy, does Antonio Gibson run tough.
And he's so tough to bring down. Rarely does he go down with just one tackler. And just a quick cut, you know, he's not a big outside zone kind of guy. He can just slam it up inside, make his one quick move, and get downhill, get vertical as soon as possible.
8 yards for Gibson, now up to 80 on the day. And remember, didn't play most of the first half after the fumble. Gibson again, but this play stops before it starts. Motion's going to back Washington up 5.
Full start. Offense number 75. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
21-14 Washington. Why are they winning? Well, when you have 23-5 as far as plays in opponent territory, more often than not, the team with 23 is going to be beating the team with 5. That's the case today for Ron Rivera in his return to a place he called home for nearly a decade. After the penalty, second down at 6. Back it up with McKissick, and McKissick tripped up by Fox at the 46-yard line. 3rd and 2 coming up for Washington. Where do you look here if you're Scott Turner, the offensive coordinator?
They're bringing in a couple more receivers, going with 11 personnel. Looks like they're going to work some of those quick underneath routes again, or potentially a zone read, one of those read options that gives Heineke the ability to run.
5 for 8 today on 3rd. McLaurin's at the top of the screen, working against Stephon Gilmore. Humphreys in motion. Heineke looking right, nobody open. Now he's going to run. He's got plenty of room, and a first down for Washington at the 37 of Carolina. A 9-yard scamper to get the first.
And just a defensive backbreaker. They're in man-to-man. Everybody's covering their offensive assignment. And just great feel to understand nobody's accounting for me. Take off, go steal a first down with my legs, and keep this drive alive. And you see, when Washington's successful, it's whoever wants to step up and make a play. It's Humphreys, it's Heineke, it's McLaurin, it's Gibson, McKissick. It doesn't matter. Somebody's going to make a play for these guys. They just seem to find a way.
Here's Gibson on first down. Finds a little bit of a crease. Picks up about 4 to the 33-yard line. Washington, Mark, is now on their 3rd center of the day. Tyler Larson went down with the injury earlier. We then saw Wes Schweitzer in. He's being tended to, as you see on the sideline, getting his right ankle wrapped. So Keith Ismail is in. He was a center and a right guard in his time at San Diego State, but that's got to be hard on a guy playing your position to have 3 different guys snapping to him.
Oh, absolutely. And if I'm Carolina's defense, I'd want to show him a bunch of different looks right away. Just get him to communicate, force him to make a mistake.
On second down and 6. Heineke in trouble. Down he goes. Hassan Reddick got around the block attempt of John Bates and drops him behind the line of scrimmage. 10.5 sacks for Reddick.
One of the toughest blocks on these pull-up boot throwbacks, but You're going to see the tight end have to go across the formation for Hassan Reddick. And Hassan Reddick just basically, he cut down the distance and forced that collision to happen right around where the guard is. And you usually want that to happen outside of the tackle to give the quarterback room to step up in the dish, up in the pocket. And he just collapsed that entire edge and forced Heineke down.
And remember, Washington down 2 tight ends in Logan Thomas and Ricky Seals-Jones. And we've got a stoppage in play with 1:08 remaining in the third. So back up 5 more as we back all the way to the West Coast where Carissa Thompson has a game break.
Thanks so much, Kevin. Packers trailing 23-10. Aaron Rodgers to a very familiar target. Davante Adams, the recipient of this 10-yard score. Davante Adams now has the most receiving touchdowns versus the Vikings all time, passing Jerry Rice. Packers still down by a score. Kevin?
You kidding me with that time in the pocket? Aaron Rodgers back there cooking steaks.
3rd and 21. Schweitzer back in at center now on 3rd and 21. Heineke has to check it down to his tight end Bates, and Bates inside the 40 and down at the 38. Short of the first down, but does that buy enough space for Joey Sly to come on and try a long field goal?
They're thinking about it.
And there goes Sly off the field, and the offense will stay on. Remember, they love to go on 4th down. They are now 11 of 22 on the year, 1 for 1 today. 4th and 11 from the 38-yard line.
Base cover 2 from Carolina. They couldn't get a call in. They just went to a basic check.
Trying to get him to move.
Trying to steal some yards. Another bluff. I would have been shocked if they snapped that ball. You didn't want to give it back to him right there.
So they didn't like, clearly, the field goal range for Joey Sly, who seems a little bit aghast on the sidelines that he's not getting the chance to kick this long field goal. Would have been about a 55-yarder. He's hit a 56-yarder this year.
Joey Sly just sounds like a poker player.
And a good one.
Yeah.
Tressway to punt it away. Alex Erickson is the deep man. And the quarter comes to an end. We will start the 4th quarter with a punt. 21-14, Washington by a score.
Hey man, thanks for stopping for food. I feel
Washington football team with a win would move into a tie for 2nd in the NFC East with the Eagles. Panthers trying to move to 6-5. If the season had ended today, they would be in the playoffs. So a lot on the line for both of these teams. In an expanded season, we have no idea what record rules you out at what point in a year or not.
A really good point on that 17 game. And the new playoff spots, and how that's going to affect the postseason.
Alex Erickson with the fair catch at the 9. Thanksgiving Day, the tradition on Fox continues as we come together for food, family, and football as the Bears head to Detroit to take on the Lions. Coverage begins with a special edition of the Fox NFL pregame show at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, only on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Here comes Cam Newton on the day in his return, 10 of 14, 87 yards with a touchdown. He's rushed for a score, 7 carries, 27 yards, but deep in their own end at the 9-yard line.
It'd only be fitting for him to come back and lead a 4th quarter comeback.
Worst start of the day for Carolina. Quick toss to Robbie Anderson, and he tries to slide through a crease to the 13 to get 4. Cole Holcomb covering him up there.
DJ Moore with a great block, too. Just put the defender on his back and gave Robbie Anderson a chance. But watch his block inside. Kind of bear hugs him there for a second. But watch. Boom, puts him on the turf.
Cameron Curl will say to you, Mark Sanchez, hey, I still got a piece of the tackle.
He sure did.
2nd and 6 at the 13. Cam Newton will keep it Little hesitation as he gets to the edge, and there's Curl with the stop at the 16-yard line. We weren't sure what we would see as far as the snap count for Cam Newton today. P.J. Walker was thought maybe we'd see some of him in certain situations, but Cam Newton's been out there for every single snap today.
He's been out there, and he looks confident. I am a little shocked, though. I did think P.J. might come in and give Cam a little breather, but he's played it so well. He's nice and calm, made good decisions for the most part, and has his team in a position to drive for 7 and tie this game up.
1 for 6, though, on third. Got to convert on third down off the play fake. Newton in some trouble, able to elude the rush, and Cam Newton scrambles for the first down. Out to the 22-yard line, did a little dance with Cole Holcomb, and it was finally able to get 6 yards of the first.
And this, it's really just a naked. He's strung out on this play all the way to the edge, and he just slams on the brakes and cuts it back. You see him look for that first down marker at the very, very end to make sure he got enough yardage. That was a huge conversion for these guys to get out of the shadow of their own goalpost.
And chased by both Casey Toohill and Cole Holcomb. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line. Over the middle, it's DJ Moore bouncing off a tackle. Moore still fighting as he gets out near the 32-yard line, close to a Carolina first down. And there's a flag at the end of the play. This play had stopped, and the flag comes in right at the end. Christian McCaffrey says it'll be on Washington.
After the play, personal foul. Defense number 94. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Oh, that's a big one. Deron Payne for 15.
Here's Payne coming in late. Yeah, just a little extra. No need. No need for that. The play was done. But Christian McCaffrey did such a good job of being a decoy on the flare out to the flat from the halfback position, which opened up DJ Moore for a quick little, slant stop route. He just kind of slammed on the brakes inside there on a little snag. Cam, you heard that ball from up here. Thunk.
Third personal foul on the Washington defense, and that personal foul puts it at the 47th for a first down. Cam on the keep, open field. Cam Newton with a first down. The ball squirts out at the end, but out of bounds, and it'll be a first for Carolina as William Jackson III finally caught up with number 1.
And watch him read the defensive end. Off the edge, the end's going to take McCaffrey right there. Just that little indecision gave Cam the go-ahead to know I got to turn on the afterburners and hit this edge.
At the 43 of Washington, the drive began at the 9 of Carolina. Cam Newton up to 46 yards rushing on the afternoon. Toss play, McCaffrey wants to throw it back to Newton. Newton looking downfield, finds Tremble, he's got it, tiptoeing out of bounds, the ball popping loose, and they'll say he is out of bounds. The officials are saying he stepped out at the 27-yard line. We saw them work this in practice yesterday, and it works for 16 today.
McCaffrey sold it. This is after McCaffrey threw it back. Cam wanted to go up top, but Kendall Fuller had good coverage on DJ Moore.
Oh, was that ball coming out before he got out of bounds?
That's close. Let's see.
Ball to 27-yard line. Carolina did recover the loose ball, so either way, it's Carolina football. First down and 10. And Ron Rivera has his challenge flag in hand.
Is he trying to say it's not a catch?
He has thrown it and saying it's a fumble.
But they didn't recover, did they?
Looked to me like Carolina recovered. Let's see if we can see it at the end.
Washington's challenging everyone on the field of a backwards pass. Timeout.
That's what they're challenging. They're challenging the pass. We'll take a look at it when we return.
Who leads the league in rushing touchdowns?
Dean Blandino is with us in our Fox studios in Los Angeles. They're challenging, they being Washington, that this is a backwards pass. What have you seen, Dean?
Yeah, so Washington is saying that pass by McCaffrey was forward. You didn't hear the announcement. And that is the correct call.
Why the correct call, Dean? Why do you say that?
It's where he releases the football to where Cam catches it. And McCaffrey released it right around the 48-yard line, and it did go backward. This was a good look here. Had it gone forward, then the second forward pass by Cam would have been illegal.
Excellent. Thank you for the explanation. Dean Blandino in our Fox studios in Los Angeles. The ruling on the field stands. So a play that we saw them run yesterday in practice gets into the game today. By the way, it worked in practice, too.
Oh, it was a beauty. Christian McCaffrey's got a cannon, man. That was a great throw. And Cam Newton, once again, makes another great decision. Doesn't go for everything. Felt the coverage deep. Got it underneath to Tremble. Got him a free 10, 15 yards or so. Has him in prime position to tie this thing up.
10:50 to go. Down a touchdown. A drive that started at the 9. He's 3 for 3 for 30 yards as Cam on the drive. He's also rushed for 19. Newton stepping up and throwing for McCaffrey. He's got a touchdown!
What a read. Well, here comes the celebration. Oh. And it's just going to be 4 verticals, but they're going to get to it a different way. And this is McCaffrey out of the backfield up the seam. You're going to see all the other wideouts hitting their landmarks. And that's not an easy ball to throw. That thing's got to go over the linebackers and under a safety. Really a great ball by Cam Newton, fitting that thing in there.
Cam Newton firing a strike to Christian McCaffrey, the first receiving touchdown for a Carolina running back this season.
You know how some carriers give you so little for your older
yards receiving in just his 5th season. You know Cam and Christian love it. Back together again on the Panthers offense. And a tie ball game at 21 apiece as this kickoff fielded a yard deep. Carter will take the knee for the touchback. And that 3,000-yard mark gives Christian McCaffrey honestly quite a cool record. Fewest games to 3,000 yards rushing and receiving since 1970. And look at the gap between Alvin Kamara and Christian McCaffrey. He did it 57 games. Roger Craig, who I'll argue should be in the Hall of Fame, did it 70 games.
And you got to remember, Christian McCaffrey's missed, 18 games last year and this year combined. He could have been there maybe last year. Still an impressive feat, don't get me wrong, but if it not for some of those injuries, wow. Might even be a more astonishing number.
Now let's see what Taylor Heineke can do in this back and forth affair. Tied at 21. It's Gibson on first down, and Gibson ahead to the 28-yard line. A lot going on in the mind of a quarterback, especially a relatively new starter like Taylor Heineke, Laura.
Sometimes too much. Ron Rivera said at times Taylor can overthink, try to be perfect. Taylor agreed, but told me, I think I found the line and the secret ingredient. He said it's having fun. I tell myself, sometimes you're stressed to win, beat up mentally. It doesn't feel like it's supposed to be fun. But I remind myself, as a kid, I waited the whole week to watch the Packers play. I'm tapping into those emotions. It can almost feel like a movie, but it's not Brett Favre, it's me.
And it's a lot more fun when you throw for 182 yards and 3 touchdowns with no picks. As he sprints out, and he's going to tuck this and run, and Heineke sliding down, and he got popped, and here come the flags. That's Justin Burris. Second time he's been flagged today. It'll be a first down plus 15 after the 9-yard run.
Heineke popped up quick and got in Burris's face. He wanted to let him know, hey man, I didn't appreciate it, but I'm about that action, boss. Let's go. Look at him getting in his face. I'm surprised he didn't get a taunting call.
There's very little that we've seen from Taylor Heineke this year that would indicate he would shy away from anything.
Oh, he's the dude you want on your side in a street fight, it feels like. And he's just your gamer. He's your typical gamer. Wants the ball in his hand, loves running around and making plays off schedule.
From midfield, the fake, and then nothing doing. Morgan Fox not buying the fake, dropping Antonio Gibson for a loss. And we drop in on Carissa Thompson with a game break.
Thank you so much, Kevin. Packers trailing 23-17. Aaron Rodgers, back-to-back drives, finds Devontae Adams. 18-yard score here. Adams second of the day. Packers up 24-23. Kevin?
Good one in the Twin Cities. Good one here in the Queen City. 21-21. 9:13 to go in the fourth. And a 2nd and 12 for Washington.
2nd and 12 because they completely let Morgan Fox free in the backfield.
And now an empty backfield. 4-man rush. Heineke in some trouble trying to get out. He cannot. It closed in and Heineke is sacked. Back at the 39.
And you see this late communication by the secondary, kind of threw everybody off. They had some option routes on. Ooh, look at that. Ouch.
Burns at the bottom and Reddick at the top. Ow.
Contortionist or something.
I think he's flexible. If he wasn't before that, he is now. Man, Taylor Heineke. 22 dropbacks, 3 sacks, 6 knockdowns, and a 3rd and 21 with this crowd going nuts. With time, Heineke throws. Humphreys with the grab, breaks 1 tackle, and Humphreys down short of the first down. But now an interesting position on the field for a guy who loves to go for it on 4th down in Ron Rivera.
And that's all they needed was to get close enough. And Humphreys understanding as soon as he caught that football, he had to knife up the field and get vertical and get as close as he could to the sticks, knowing that they're in a potential 4-down territory situation.
They will line up to go. 11 of 22 this year. 1 for 1 today. This is 4th and 3. After the 18-yard completion to Humphreys, they've got a shot at it here. On 4th down, Heineke, backside pressure, gets away. Heineke on the run. Carter chasing, in trouble, throws, and it's caught! John Bates came back to get it, and it's a 1st down for Washington.
There's no throw this kid can't make. Watch him slam on the brakes. Let Carter go by. I mean, you want to talk about Brett. Didn't Laura just talk about Brett Favre? I mean, that was about as Brett Favre as you can get. He is just gunslinging and dealing out there. Whatever it takes, man. Look at him. He's fired up. I love it. Oh, you can't tell me this kid isn't in this game and loving his life right now.
And now he fumbles the snap. He loves it a little less right now, but he's happy to get on top of it, and it's 2nd down. They went from 3rd and 21 to a 1st down, and this is all after Taylor Heineke was essentially twisted into a pretzel.
Pulled it up like a cheap suit. Holy mackerel.
I mean, that's unbelievable. That's 2 plays later.
Houdini, the escape artist, and then surgical precision on the throws. It's just these little plays. You know, the unblocked Morgan Fox gives him a 2nd and 12. A fumble snap gives him another 2nd and 12.
And Heineke on the keep. Chin on the chase. Steps through the tackle. Slides 1st down.
I love it. Give him the 1st down, kid. He's trying to play spoiler today. He said, I know everybody's all excited for Cam Newton and Sir Purr, but hey, man, this is my show.
Is everybody excited for Sir Purr?
I am.
Okay. Fair enough. Taylor Heineke says, where's my comeback to Carolina story?
That's right. That's right.
He's writing his own story right now with 5:25 to go in the 4th, on the move against the 2nd-ranked defense in the National Football League. Cam Newton watching on the sidelines this week. Tom Brady had to watch last week as he closed out a game. Here's Gibson up the middle, twisting for 3 to the 22-yard line as we're about to slide under 5 minutes to go.
And they burned a ton of clock last week on this final drive. They're seeming to have the same plan here, but I remember telling Coach Scott Turner, their offense coordinator, I said, man, it was like that Darth Vader just like slow choke for 10.5 minutes long, just ending that football game with a power move, and they're trying to do it again, and this is your best defense for Cam Newton. Just keep him off the field, sustain a drive.
Well, they've taken almost 6 minutes off the clock. 2nd and 7 at the 22. The pump right, the look for the end zone for Carter, and he overshot DeAndre Carter with Dante Jackson in coverage.
And they're just going to pump this little bubble route to McKissick and try and get Bates and Carter behind him. Jackson was not fooled. Almost got him, but he recovers at the last second. And a little too much juice on that football.
Absolutely huge 3rd down and 7 here. Clearly in field goal range. Washington trying to close it out. Every one of those Panther fans begging for Cam Newton to get one last shot.
You can't take a sack right here. Let's just keep this a chip shot field goal. So if he's going to extend this play, he's got to be smart.
Here comes the pressure. It's picked up. Heineke backpedaling, throwing for McClure, and he just missed him. He had a step on Burris. And Heineke having to backpedal. He knows it. Had a shot. And now it's up to the former Panther Joey Sly to give Washington the lead with his leg.
See, that's another one I'd love to see him just set his feet. He didn't need to fade away from that one. When you have to, and you try and avoid contact. But I'd love to see him just slam on the brakes right there. Just put his back foot in the ground and deliver that ball exactly where he wanted instead of relying completely on his arm.
And a flag is down before the Sly kick. Matt Rule is hot on the sidelines. It may have been Dante Jackson who moved early.
Neutrals on infraction. Defense number 26. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Ooh.
Now that moves into a 4th and 2.
Jackson. There he is. Got him.
So 4th and 2.
You see Rivera hitting his chest like that. He's reminding the offensive linemen when they're going as extra linemen, they got to report to the referee so it's not a penalty, and backing them up for a longer field goal.
So now a 36-yard try for Joey Sly. Snap gets down, the kick on the way for Sly, and it is good. And Washington takes the 24-21 lead. Joey Sly delivers. Now it's Cam's turn.
It's time to start Saturday strong.
Matt Rule said it's kind of like one of those made-for-TV movies right now. This would be the ending that they would write in a made-for-TV movie. Cam Newton has 20 career game-winning drives in the 4th quarter overtime. Last one came against the Jets when he was at the Patriots at the beginning of this calendar year and the end of last season. He's going to get a chance here, down 3, to bring Carolina back. And he'll start at the 25. Well, coming up next, it's America's Game of the Week as Dak and the Cowboys take on Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Or the Cardinals look to stay on top of the NFC West against the Seahawks. Check local listings for the game in your area only on Fox and the Fox Sports app. So you bring back Cam Newton. He runs 9 plays last week, scores 2 touchdowns. Now you're asking him to come from behind in the 4th quarter, something he's done 20 times. Mark Sanchez, how does he start this one?
Well, most importantly, with a positive play. I don't care if you run it or throw it, but get it to number 22.
Zylstra in motion on 1st down at the 25. Now Anderson in motion. Here's McCaffrey. He got the call and a positive play, but a flag down behind the play, which would likely indicate it's coming back.
Offense number 72. 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
All right, Taylor Moton. That's a negative play to start the drive.
Right side of the screen. Bam, right there.
And the bear hug of James Smith-Williams, and then the takedown gets the flag thrown. So back to the 15-yard line. It's 1st down and 20.
We just said that went from a positive play and an explosive run to backed up near your own end zone, he's got to be real smart here and just get a couple yards back.
First down and 20. Washington rushes 4. Newton throws short. Scooped up by Anderson, and he gets a couple of yards back out to the 22-yard line. 7-yard gain. Jackson covering him up. And it's 2nd down and 13.
2nd and 13 at the 22-yard line.
Well executed by Cam, just recognizing its zone coverage and slowing Robbie Anderson down with the football so he didn't run into that corner who was waiting for him, ready to put a big hit on him. McCaffrey with a ton of space up top.
2nd down, got him. It's DJ Moore who came up. He had Christian McCaffrey as well, but he went with the short guy at the 27 and brings up 3rd down.
See how much space they're giving Christian McCaffrey, but you get DJ Moore down at the bottom on the quick out route.
Saw Christian asking for that ball.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's fast, I know he's explosive, but good Lord, it's like 30 yards off him.
2nd or 3rd down, and a 2 for 7 on 3rd down today are the Panthers. Newton stepping up, jump pass, McCaffrey with the catch, and an outstanding tackle by Cole Holcomb to hold him short of the 1st down.
It's just a little halfback choice route that was slow developing, and you see Cam kind of double clutch and make this throw as he's falling down. Still managed to get it in front of McCaffrey. Oh, this crowd's upset.
Upset that they're punting as the punt team comes on. They have all 3 timeouts left, so they're going to have to rely on a defense. Well, now they take a timeout, and the offense starts to make its way out to the field for 4th down. So the punt team was on. Then the offense started to come out. They used one of their 3 timeouts.
Just crowdsourcing.
Yeah,
deciding.
What do you all think we should do? It's a straw poll of the crowd. We heard what the crowd thought should happen. Mark Sanchez, now you have 2 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. You're up you're down 3. Do you like the idea of going for it deep in your own end?
It's dicey. This is this is relying on momentum. This is counting on your execution, counting on your guys up front. But once again, this offense runs through number 22, and I see no issues with getting him the football. I don't care if you got to snap it to him. Whatever it takes, just let 22 get this football.
On 4th down, there's a wide snap. Cam Newton with time for McCaffrey, makes the catch. Did he get the 1st down? Cameron Curl stopped him right near the line to gain at the 35.
Tight, really close. It's basically just another option route. And you see the defensive lineman try and jump him out of the backfield. It was Casey Toohill. Ooh, this is going to be close. Just short.
The ruling is short.
Yeah,
Washington stops McCaffrey on 4th down.
Adding insult to injury here, a couple things. You didn't want to waste that timeout, right? You wanted to keep that to hopefully get a stop here and hold him to a field goal, or somehow push him out of field goal range. But you'd like to have kept that timeout.
And the conundrum you're in, if you're Matt Rule right now, is you're not under 2 minutes left as far as challenges being initiated from the booth. So you'd have to gamble on if you challenge a spot and have the chance to lose a 2nd timeout if that doesn't work as a challenge. So
and, I mean,
kind of stuck.
Poorly executed clock management there towards the end. Knowing, having an idea you're going to go for it, you don't want to trot your special teams unit out there and then have to pull them back, burn a timeout. And then the other part of the execution on offense, you got to run a route that gets to first down depth in a fourth down, got to have it situation.
Now on 1st down, it's Gibson with the carry. A flag is down, as is Gibson, in the arms of Derek Brown.
Offside. Defense number 95. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
And that's how he got there. He was offside. Let's check in with Carissa Thompson.
Thanks, Kevin. Packers trailing 31-24. Aaron Rodgers going to go up top. Marquez Valdez-Scantling takes this one in 75 yards for the score. Rodgers' 4th TD pass of the day. We are all tied up at 31. Kevin?
Oh, some outstanding action in this early window on Fox today. America's Game of the Week coming up. Chiefs Cowboys. Some of you will see Arizona Seattle. First down and 5 at the 30-yard line. Trying to find some running room and finding some is Jarrett Patterson inside the 20 and down to the 18.
Look at Charles Leno getting out in front of that thing. Big 72 on the offense. Driving guys on defense, not letting go. Continuing to push and then just pushing the runner. Just backing him up. And this is, you see 95 turning back around. You see Tuhill kind of out in space there. And you're going to see him go up and jump McCaffrey right as he exits the backfield and took a little speed off him. Disrupted the timing. And I think that's what led to McCaffrey being short of the first down marker, is Tuhill having the awareness, knowing that, hey, when McCaffrey exits the backfield, I got to get a piece of him. And this is him right here. He's going to jam him up. Boom, see him, he starts his rush and then makes a beeline for McCaffrey and pushes him out wide, throws off the timing. His time clock goes off. He knows he has to turn around based on the timing of that route and ended up just short.
Carolina down to 1 timeout and the 2-minute warning left. First down and 10. Patterson tripping over his lineman, I believe, as he tried to make his cut. And a timeout will be used by Carolina, their 3rd and final timeout. One more stoppage of the clock will come at the 2-minute warning. So there is an outside chance that if they can maintain and get a stop, hold them to a field goal, Cam could have a little bit of time left. But that decision to go on 4th down and not get it has set Washington up in great shape, Mark.
And remember, they wanted that timeout as well. The indecision with the special teams unit on the field and then having to pull them back, burn a timeout. That's hurting them right now. They'd love another opportunity to stop this clock if they could stop the Washington football team. But it's looking tough. I mean, Heineke, man, he's pulling a rabbit out of his hat every 3rd down. These guys are 50% on 3rd down of during the whole game, during the course of this football game. That is impressive.
2nd down and 10. You're right. They'd love to have 1 extra timeout so that the 2-minute warning would stop it on 3rd down. Instead, after Gibson's run is stacked up at the 18-yard line, this will run it down to the 2-minute warning, and Carolina is powerless to stop it. 3rd down coming up. Washington sitting pretty right now. Cam Newton hoping for one last chance to continue the story. But it's been the Washington football team on the road, up 3 with 2 to play.
Want to do one more? Hang on. There's a possibility of a trade.
One of these 2 men will be disappointed in the next 2 minutes in their return to Carolina, whether it's Ron Rivera, the head coach, or Cam Newton, the quarterback. We'll find out. Stay tuned. The State Farm Game Break's coming up right after the conclusion of this one.
It looks like they might just try and run this, but you got to remember, if you do break free and have a free lane for a touchdown, the safest way to win is just to fall down if you get this 1st down.
Gibson doesn't get the 1st down, and he's thrown out of bounds.
Whoa.
The clock stops. This is going to buy Carolina at least 40 seconds.
What are we doing, guys? We got to stay in bounds here. That has to get relayed to the quarterback and then to the rest of the team. You got to slam on the brakes. Understanding the situation, you not want, they just gave him the timeout back that they burned earlier.
How about Stephon Gilmore making the play
to throw him out of bounds?
Throw him out of bounds. Jeez. And now Joey Sly on for a 29-yard field goal. And Sly's kick is good. But because of Gibson's out-of-bounds run, there's still 150 on the clock. Had he stayed inbounds, we're looking right now at about 115, 110 remaining in this ball game. So Cam's got a little extra time to work with as he comes back out onto the field. And Carolina's at Miami next week. This was a stretch where Carolina had 3 straight games against teams under 500, a chance to make some hay. But Washington, they'll play Seattle next week. They're trying to move to 4-6, and with this expanded season, you used to be able to say, well, if you're X at this date, you're most out of it. We don't know yet. We don't know what record and at what week you're likely out of the playoff picture. Both of these teams still very much in it, despite the fact that if Washington wins, they're only 4-6 through 10 games.
Yeah, no doubt. And I saw something this week about Washington having a potential, division game against Dallas. If they were to win out going to Dallas or whenever their next Dallas game is, they'd be playing for basically first place in the division, which is crazy to think. You lose your starter in Fitzpatrick early, you go with Heineke for the season, and what he's been able to do, I mean, he's going to have these guys in prime position if his defense can stop them. Going on a little winning streak here.
No timeouts, 150 to work with. Cam Newton, 18 of 22 for 163 yards and 2 scores, 46 yards rushing and 1 score. Plenty of time to go 75 yards to try to win it. Washington looking to pick up a win as Cam goes to work.
No timeouts, but plenty of time. Nothing wrong with an easy completion. Watch from McCaffrey on a quick option.
On first down. That's where he goes to McCaffrey. McCaffrey with the catch picks up 8, and they'll hustle up.
So good at that option route. You could run it almost every play. There goes Cam signaling. Little 2-minute drill working.
2nd and 2. Newton to the sideline, heaving it out there. It is caught. Robbie Anderson, who had some significant drop problems early in the year, makes a great grab.
Ooh, that was close. It's not making an adventure, huh? Oh.
They're going to check this one. Replays initiated from the booth. Did he have control and 2 feet on the sideline at the 44-yard line? That is the question that's being asked.
I don't know. Kev, this is going to be close. Because of that initial bobble, let's see. Crowd thinks he got it.
I think he drove that left foot.
Yeah. Okay.
We want to welcome those of you who have been watching Minnesota and Green Bay. Here, a 6-point lead for the Washington football team, and the booth is replaying. Did Robbie Anderson make this catch on the sideline for a first down as we're under 2 minutes to go in Cam Newton's return to Carolina? All reviews are initiated from the booth. Dean Blandino is with us in Los Angeles. Dean, what do you see there?
Did that left foot
really
get down,
close.
Dean?
It's the left foot. That's the key. Anderson's going to stick control. He gets the right foot down. That left foot, is it still on the ground? Does he drag it? It's so close. I don't think there's enough to change this. Remember, the ruling on the field was a catch. And from everything we've seen, it's tough to tell if that left foot isn't down.
That's the foot they're looking at right now.
Right. Yeah, I don't.
It's so hard
really
to
close.
tell. Even with the fact that he wore the bright teal shoes to try to help us get a glimpse of what was going on the sidelines. Yeah, it comes down to that left foot again, Dean. And Dean, thanks very much. Dean Blandino with us in Los Angeles. And as he said, the call was catch on the field. So
it's going to stand. I think it's going to stand, Kev.
Bill Vinovich has looked at it on the Surface tablet on the sidelines.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands.
Wow. Yeah, you and Dean, exactly right. That is a huge play. Plus, getting out of bounds stops the clock with 1:26 to go.
God, Dean is just like batting 1,000. He's impressive, man. Looks sharp. Has the right calls. What a stud.
First down and 10 at the 44.
You got man-to-man. You got a backer on McCaffrey.
McCaffrey moving to the slot. 4-man rush. Cam Newton just trying to shovel it forward with pressure. The pass is incomplete. Deron Payne providing the heat. Want to welcome those of you who have been watching Detroit and Cleveland here in Charlotte. 1:21 to go, and an incomplete pass from Cam Newton on first down.
Sometimes in these 2-minute drills, if 1 and 2 aren't open quickly, you can get it to your halfback immediately. I remember LaDainian Tomlinson reminding me of his check down, his flare control, whatever the route was. It's a sneak or a flare or a swing or a rail. He would remind me, so it's the last thing I heard, so I knew I had a contingency plan and always knew where the back was.
Second down, pressure up the gut. Newton hit as he throws, fires it to Ian Thomas, and Thomas on a diagonal out of bounds at the Washington 48. Brings up third and short.
Excellent job keeping his momentum going forward, and Cam getting that ball to the sideline, up and out. Remember, your momentum's got to be going forward. As McCaffrey's kind of playing with either his shoe or his calf or something. He's like stretching it out there in the huddle. God, they would hate to lose him again.
And they played now 9 games in the last 27 over the last 2 years. Third down and 2. Cam to throw in traffic, and Zylstra can't pull it in. And now fourth down, and the game in the balance for Washington and Carolina.
Contested catch, what a great play on defense.
William Jackson the third out there on coverage, Mark.
Huge pass breakup. And this is it for all the marbles in Cam's return.
1 for 2 today on fourth down. 4-man rush. Cam in trouble. Down he goes. And the Washington defense ends the storybook return of Cam Newton to Carolina with a fourth down sack.
It looked like DJ Moore might have had a shot up top in the slot in those quick out routes that they've hit all game, and Cam's been nails on him. He went back with his crossing routes, and in zone they were just kind of sitting waiting for him. Look at him. Oh, he creates the separation right at the sticks. I mean, it's going to be a tight throw and a bang type play, but in those gotta have it situations, that's the way they end up. Would have loved to see Cam work up top, but what a day for him. And how about Taylor Heineke? Doing his best Brett Favre impression.
206 yards and 3 touchdowns for Heineke. And the Cam Newton sign getting rolled up for today. It'll be here, I'm sure, when they're back in town to face the Atlanta Falcons, but for today, Cam sign gets put away. Admirable performance today for Cam Newton, but Taylor Heineke was outstanding for Washington. 206 yards, 3 touchdowns in his return to a place he once called home. And the Washington football team gets a 27-21 win, and the former head coach of the Panthers exchanging a hug and congratulations to Cam Newton. Ron Rivera, the winningest coach in Panthers history, gets another win here in Charlotte. 27-21, our final. For Mark Sanchez and Laura Oakman, this is Kevin Kugler. Now it's time for the State Farm Game Break. Here's Kurt Menefee.